there. So good morning, all. Quite a pleasure to be here this morning. Quite an honor to be back in Kyiv. I represent my chief of defense this morning, which you saw in the video, General Carignan, who would want to be here, but we have a new prime minister in Canada, and she's providing advice to the new government there. So, but happy to be back in Kyiv, in the beautiful, and thank you for organizing this there. So Kyiv, for us, a beacon of determination as you continue the fight for your own freedom, but also for all the principles, like Admiral Bauer just mentioned, the principles that underpin our freedom and democracies around the world. So thank you for this fight. To the people of Ukraine that are here with us today, what an inspiring resilience. We're watching from afar, from across the Atlantic, but that resilience is quite inspiring for the soldiers that we saw this morning also. The courage that is admired by all our soldiers that are training you, but also that are back home watching. So congratulations on that. To answer your question there, Mariana, so what will it take? I think, as we've demonstrated in the past, democracies ultimately do what they need to do in the times that are there in front of them. So the response, the response is being shaped here and tested and strengthened in Ukraine, and things will continue to change. I was happily in the post of the Director of our Strategic Joint Staff in Canada as we mounted, as this fight started to mount in the months before, but also the years after. And I think we've all adapted our response. We were inspired as we were all watching from afar how this fight would first turn out, inspired by the way the Ukrainian armed forces blunted the initial blow, but also how, and this is to your question, how I think for the first time we quickly mounted as democracies to support behind Ukraine, not our initial fight, but right away. You could see that as democracies we gather our support, military equipment forward, and then started gearing the industry to support. So I think we've already united out there. We need to continue. We hear the message of the chairman. We hear the theme of the conference, which is unite again. But we have been united from the beginning, and we will continue to be united because it's an important fight there. This fight is not only fought with tanks and trenches, but through cyberspace, through disinformation, through diplomacy by drones, and fear and intimidation. So we need, like you mentioned, the strategy moving forward to combat not only the terrible fight that's happening here, but across the world with the sabotage that you mentioned. So we need that strategy. I think it's there. You've laid the pillars there, which is support to Ukraine in terms of material, but also the training which we're happily doing in Canada. It was kind of glad to hear Victoria here in front of us, and Valerie and Pavlo, and also Vyacheslav. Everything they've asked for, I think we're all together providing from afar. There was no surprise, which shows how we're already united. But it has to continue. We have to continue. Unity is not a one-shot deal. It needs to be renewed, reinvested in. And as we celebrate here this week, victory in Europe, we basically have to honor those who came before us. And as times change, we will continue to form our unity like it was done 80 years ago. That's how I have Mariana. Thank you.
Thank you so much. General Dillons, over to you. You represent a frontline country as well.
Okay. Thank you so much, and thank you, organizers, for having the opportunity to participate in Kyiv's forum. And let me actually start with a well-known phrase: if there is a will, there is a way. And this is the first of all the unity what we